Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, and we have some really good news. And if you can see, I am glowing.
Yep.
Because
About time.
Yes. Are you happy that I'm happy? Today we will be sharing our good news with you, and we'll also be answering a couple of questions that some of our Instagram followers were kind enough to ask, I guess. And so the good news is that my semester is done, his semester is done, and we got really good grades.
Done no.
Yes, and the other good news is we'll be going on vacation. And the ultimate goodest news, even though goodest is not a word, the ultimate good news is that we will be vlogging more. Yay! More vlogs, more vlogs. Yeah.
No, we finally have time to interact with you guys more, and we finally have time to dedicate some more attention to this, because this was something that we had to put off to the side so we could get those good grades. So now that we have good grades, we can now finally be good vloggers.
So we're gonna start the Q&A.
Yes.
And we got some really interesting questions. So these were really interesting, especially to me, because no one really asked me this before, and then it made me think about it. So go ahead and start.
If you guys didn't see our first Q&A, it's gonna be up here somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put it up there so you could look at our first Q&A. Yeah.
Right. So this is our second one. So this is from a fellow Lithuanian. Labas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Labas Lietuvi. So, the question is, did our view on certain racial issues change after we got together? Did my views change on black problems, and did your views change on white problems and white people in general? So I'll go first. Did my views on certain racial issues change after we got together? Yeah, definitely. Being together with somebody who's clearly quite different from me is I think it's a great thing, because we can both try to understand each other's world a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, both of us are coming from different countries into the US, right? So I'm from a mostly white country, you're mostly from a black country, and then we come here and we have to learn that there is this thing like racism and discrimination, and we both experience it firsthand. So my experience is even though I'm white and there is this thing called white privilege, that I definitely have taken advantage of when it comes to dealing with the police and authority. I still have experienced quite a bit of discrimination, because I'm the only white person in this neighborhood, probably in this building.
Yeah.
The only person that gets off at this train stop that's white, pretty much. And I get a lot of stares, I get a lot of weird looks, definitely threats. It's been there's been a lot, but I don't know what it's like to be black. I can see it from the side. I can only imagine what it's like, but I'm guessing it's kind of maybe a little bit similar to what I'm going through as a white person in mostly a black and Spanish neighborhood.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not trying to say it's oh yeah, I know the struggle, but I can kind of imagine that it's quite uncomfortable, and it gets way worse than that. But my views can definitely I can say my views have changed in a more understanding way.
I think too, because with us, we always talk about these issues like racial tension in the US, whenever things happen, even whenever things are not happening, this is always an ongoing conversation in our household, because it's something that is very new to me, because I grew up in Jamaica. No one was racially profiled like that or whatever because of their skin color, because we were all pretty much black down there. You had some Indian people and stuff like that, but it was very new to me coming here. So these things are just as shocking to me as they are to somebody looking out, even looking in, somebody from another country looking in, even though I live in it every day, because I'm not used to that from where I came from. But regarding white issues and my views on white issues or white people, I could say it definitely changed since I came here. And then dating Simis, it changed as well. So it was like a 3-factor change for me, because when I was growing up in Jamaica, we didn't really have white people, but my relatives that migrated, that lived in Europe and whatever, they would come back, and most of their their significant others were white. So those white people that I knew, they were very nice, some of the nicest white people I know, even still talk to them today. And then I came here, and the white people here, not to hasty generalize every white person here, the ones that I ran into were different. They were not as welcoming. They were, it was like, even though I'm from the Caribbean, I'm still black, So it was like automatically I'm Black American, and whatever thoughts they had about Black Americans, they have it about us from the Caribbean too as well. So
just like for us, like I'm automatically like grouped under being white American when I'm European first and then I'm white, So the same. Proceed, please.
So then I met Simis, and my views changed again to say that not everybody is like this. Not everybody will just judge you based off the color of your skin. And then I met Simis's parents, and then it was confirmed that at least 3 white people that I know are good people. I'm not saying, 4, because then there's Francesca. 5. Well, yeah.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of white people that I know that are good people. And I don't think that, how can I put this? Yes, it does have, some people, it does have to do with your skin, but for me, it's more of the person that you are regardless of your complexion. So you have really bad white people, you have really bad black people, you have really good white, really good black, really good Indian, really good, I don't know.
Others, like the census, like the
black, white, other,
the Hispanics, the Asians, like it doesn't matter. Like first, like judging from us, like it's not the skin color that matters. Like it's the person that's behind there.
But that was a good question though.
Yeah. So second question from the same person, from our fellow Lithuanian friend. Were your and his grandparents alright with you two dating? Now this is a question I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have that many grandparents.
Right.
So it's a little bit sad, but I guess you don't really have a take on it, because
I really don't, because like what the hell, man. Alright, so I don't really have a take on it, because I don't know how long my grandparents have been dead, and one recently died, so it's just like, I don't know. And even if they were alive, I don't know what they would think. Even if they were alive, I don't know.
Yeah. Two of them you never met, so yeah, same for me. Like I have one grandmother that I've actually considered like an actual grandparent my whole life, and she's stalks you on Facebook. So
oh my god, yes, his grandma.
My grandma gets like so excited to like say hi to you like on Skype or something if my mom was talking to her, so she like wants to say like Lava Sabri.
Yeah, the first time, oh my god, I came on Skype when she was on there, she started blushing, and I was like, why is this lady blushing again? And Simon's like, oh, she just gets nervous sometimes.
Yeah, but my grandma, she thinks you're smart and beautiful and this and that. Like you're like up here on her list. So.
And his grandma was mad because I didn't put that I'm a medical lab science major on my Facebook.
You didn't update your school
and
or your
city.
I didn't
update what school I'm going to. And she's like, is she really doing these things? Because it's not on Facebook. So like, if it's not on Facebook, sometimes it's really true, Yep. Yeah, but she's cute though. She's a cute little lady.
Yeah. And that's the only example we have of grandparents, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I think our grandparents are okay with it.
100%.
Yeah.
From the ones we know.
Yep. Good question.
Alright, ready?
Yep.
Alright, next question. Someone that's sending us a lot of love from Jamaica.
Oh my god.
And the question is, before you guys got together, what were your views on interracial relationships? Why are you looking at me like that? For me, I just believe love is love, and it's not defined from color, race, nor possession. Right, so Evan, what were your views on interracial relationships?
All right,
before
so
meeting me?
Interracial relationships before meeting you. I never really had one. The views, I've always seen it in my family. It wasn't something that was new to me or anything like that. Well, it was new because I never had one before. But it wasn't something I've never seen before, and it wasn't something that I was opposed to. I feel like if you love a person, you love a person regardless of their skin color. So yeah, that was my view. But Simus, on the other hand, has dipped into many racial ponds. And
What?
yeah, he dipped into like a ton of racial ponds.
Is this my turn now? Is that you're passing the baton?
Yeah, so what was your view on interracial relationships before we got together?
I support interracial relationships.
That's it?
That's my view.
What is your view?
Hey, your honest opinion. What is the difference between dating a black guy versus a white guy? And I know this question is for you, even though it doesn't say it, but we're gonna assume this one's for you.
Alright, so for me, alright, the comparison would be unfair because this is the scale of black guys I dated and this is the scale of white guys I dated. So like, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks, this is 1 stack. Simmons is the only white guy I've ever dated. Simmons is the only white guy I've ever dated, so there's not much to compare him to based on the white guy side. But then on the black guy side, I dated a ton of black guys and they were mostly Jamaicans. Dated.
I remember that earlier question when you were like trying to dig me a grave. And
Alright, so I talked to a lot of black guys because I grew up in a black country predominantly, and when I came here I was in my own cultural bubble, so I dated a Jamaican guy and I dated someone from Trinidad as well. But
branching out, huh?
yeah, I stepped out of the Jamaican pond and I went to the Trinidadian pond. But from my experience with that, I just realized from what I had in those relationships, I realized that with Simus, I got way more respect from the relationship, and I could trust him a little bit better after a long time, because it wasn't just, hey, I trust him all of a sudden. It took some time. And with dating black guys, especially Jamaican black guys, I didn't feel like they were like open to show love that much, because it wasn't something that's a part of our culture for someone to just walk up and like, I love you or something like this. So they are less lovey-dovey, as you would say, than this white guy that I have. I can't speak for any other white guys. But yeah, the love, the public display of affection, it's not really a part of our culture. Like when I first came here and saw like people kissing in public, I was appalled. I couldn't believe that these things, it's not something that we do in Jamaica like that when I was growing up. I don't know how it is there anymore, but
we do go to Europe.
They do.
Next question. This person said she's always been scared to open up to her family about interracial relationships. How did you guys overcome this?
How did we overcome it? For me, I think it was an obstacle because my mom, she's supportive of whoever I date as long as the person treats me right. And when she met Simus for the first time,
she was blushing.
She was blushing, and
your sister was acting a fool.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see my sister soon in a vlog, but yeah. So, I don't feel like it was an obstacle. It was more of an obstacle to tell my dad, not because of race-related issues, but because my dad is a guy, and it's harder to tell those things to guys than to girls. And my mom is very accepting. So it wasn't like a boundary or a barrier for me. But for if you need advice on it, to give advice, I would just say, like, tell it as a normal relationship, because guess what? That's what it is.
Right. No, I agree with you because I feel like it's the same thing. Like you said, tell it what it is. It's a relationship. You are a person that happen to find somebody else that you want to be with. That's really what it is. Everything else is on the surface, and like if that's what's causing issues, like it's kind of unfortunate, but maybe it's like more in your own head than like especially depending on where you live. Like if you live in a country that's like diverse as the US, chances are you're probably gonna find somebody outside of your culture unless you're like living in a little bubble of your own culture. But there's nothing wrong with that either. But like it's just what it is. It's the times, and like if you happen to find somebody that doesn't look like you, which I'm sure your parents or whoever you're introducing this person to, they should be happy for you as long as this person's treating you right. So another question we got is, how did we meet? So, Irene?
So we met online, as we've said in I don't know how many of our other vlogs, and I sometimes it didn't even feel like we met online because we've been together for so long, and like it's like we knew each other our entire lives. So the factor of meeting online is just like not even really there anymore, but that's exactly where we met. And if you want to see more information about how we met, you'll see a link pop up here. Just click the link, watch the video, and that's our how we met story.
Yep.
So the next question is from a fellow Jamaican that also lives abroad.
Big up.
Big up yourself.
Why do you think interracial relationships are so passionate and deep?
I don't know, because I feel like any relationship could be passionate and deep as long as you have a deep love and passion for that individual. It's not just about the interracial relationship, but it could be because most people don't like to see interracial relationships flourishing. So
that's true.
When something is trying to be like, when somebody is trying to take something away from you, you want it more. So I guess that could be the reason why.
I don't know. I think what I would imagine is that like you're really passionate with somebody and that person happens to be of a different race.
Yeah.
And that's why it's passionate. But if you were with somebody before that's the same race and maybe you didn't feel the same way, that's maybe why. But like, or maybe what you said.
That's a good question.
It's a good question. I'm not sure if like I would say our relationship is like so like passionate because we're interracial or because of who we are.
Right. I think it's the person. The people in the relationship are passionate and are like passionately affectionate or in love with each other.
Yeah.
I think it's the people first and then probably the race.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
Alright guys, so we are done with the question part, but we wanted to acknowledge a couple more people that actually gave us some really
nice comments.
Really nice comments, really positive things to say, because that's what we're all about, right?
Yeah, we want to end the vlog on a positive note as we are stepping into our holiday season. So here we go.
Yeah. So the first one is actually a lady that's dating a Lithuanian guy. So what would you say to them?
Keep it up.
So she said, I'm inspired by you both to keep trying with my favorite Lithuanian boy. Wish me luck. Thanks. So good luck, or as Lithuanians would say, sekmės. Sekmės. Daug kantrybės, which means lots of patience.
Yeah, with Lithuanians.
So that's that. And
that's really cute that we could like inspire someone or could motivate somebody to like want to try something out of their own norm. I'm really humbled by that. All right, so next really nice note that we got from someone. It says, hey, I wanted to tell you guys that you are lucky to be together. Don't ever let each other go. And that is more like a reinforcement, because I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon from each other. Because Simmons can't leave me alone. He's addicted to me.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is...
And I got my wife back after this grueling semester.
Alright guys, so this is the end of this vlog, and we're really thankful for all these questions you guys asked us. And they were really good questions that made us think, and that's absolutely a quality of a good question, is a question that makes you think. And Yeah,
we stimulate your mind.
Stimulate our minds, and we really appreciate it, and we appreciate the love and support that we get from everybody, and we hope to see you in another vlog or in the comments in another vlog. And let us know if you enjoyed this vlog and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, yeah, also we're going on vacation, but we want to like involve you guys a little bit with leaving little hints in our videos.
Right.
So whoever can guess where we're going, that would be pretty cool. So
maybe we'll even give them a little surprise or something.
Right. So the first hint is that it is a tropical place. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You have to see the other video to see the other hint, and usually the hints are at the end of the video. So alright guys, we are about to go to bed, so have a good night, and good night or good morning or good afternoon wherever you are.
Yep.
Bye guys.
Alright. See you guys.